In this video, we will learn how to create a dynamic block using the visibility parameter option. So you click on this arrow, you can change the type of the block. So, you can use the same concept in any system in your project to increase the speed of creating your drawings. Have a nice watching. So, let us get started. Hello, and welcome back. So here we have these three types of electrical symbols which represent different uses of electrical sockets, and we have them as simple drawing objects. They are not blocks. We first convert them into block and then we'll use the visibility parameter. So, for converting them into block, click on this create block icon, and now gives each one of them a name. So, I'll name the first block as duplex socket. Now, select pick point icon from this window, and click anywhere in the drawing area to select the pick point. Now select objects icon, and select the complete set of object here just like this, and press enter. Now, make sure the option allow exploding is checked, and also make sure that opening block editor option is unchecked, and then click on OK. So, now our first block is ready. Let's click on create block again, and let's now name it as power socket, and click on this pick point option, and then select this pick point. Now, select object, and select all the objects of this power socket, and press enter, and now once again here also allow exploding option should be checked, and open in block editor option should be unchecked, and then click on OK. Now once again click on create block, and give it a name and I'll name it as UPS socket. Now select this pick point, and select the center here as the pick point. Now click on select objects, and select all of these objects, and press enter, and here also I'll select this allow exploding checkbox, and uncheck this open in block editor option and click on OK. So now all the three blocks are ready and we'll now convert them into a single dynamic block. So in order to do that once again, go to this create block, and now give it a name. So I'll name it as sockets. Select this pick point, and click on the center of this block. Now click on select objects and select all of these objects. Press enter. Now, make sure allow exploding option is checked, and also make sure opening block editor is checked this time, and now click on OK. So now here we have these three blocks. Now let's overlap these blocks over one another with respective to their base points. So here we have it. Now select it. And from this base point, move it to this point here. Okay, so now we have these overlapping blocks and we will now apply visibility parameter, so that only one block is visible at a time. So for that, go to this parameter step, select this visibility parameter, and click at a point to a place beside the blocks, just about there. Now, obviously we need to add an action, so go to Action tab, and here you will not find any action associated with the visibility parameter. Actually, the action related to visibility parameter is available here, in the visibility panel, and so we can add it from this panel. So click on this visibility states icon, and the default visibility state will become visible, which is visibility state 0. So let's now rename it. So click on rename and rename it to duplex socket. Now click on new again, and this time name it as power socket. And click on new again, and name it as UPS socket, and then click on OK. So now we have these three visibility states. Let's click on OK. OK, so we have added the three visibility states and these states are present here. So you can change the visibility states from the drop-down. But as of now, it's not changing anything here in the block. So in order to make the change, we need to hide some of the blocks which are not required for a particular visibility states. So let's go to this duplex socket state first. And now here we have this hide and unhide, or show and hide options. So as first select this make invisible, or hide option. So click on this, make invisible, and now click on the block which should remain invisible in this duplex socket. So that should be all the blocks except the duplex socket block. So let's click on this power socket block. And here in this case, you can see that we have some overlapping objects. So the selection may be a little bit difficult. So in order to ease this process, you can turn on this selection cycling option. And if you are not seeing the selection cycling option on the status bar, go to this customization and select this selection cycling. So this should be checked and then you'll find this option here. So turn it on. And now when you go to this option, whenever an overlapping object appears, a list containing all of this object will become visible just like this. And now you can easily select all the overlapping objects. In this case, we need to select the first one, and press Enter. Now go to Make Invisible again, and select this UPS socket, and press Enter. So now all the blocks which are not required for this visibility state are hidden. So let's now change the visibility state to UPS socket. And in this case, we need to hide all the blocks except the UPS socket. So once again, go to this, Make Invisible and click on this duplex socket and hide it. Now go to this power socket and make it invisible, and click on this power socket can be selected easily and hide it. Okay, now let's go to the last visibility state, which is the power socket. And in this case, we need to hide every block except the power socket. So select this, Make Invisible option and click on this duplex, press Enter, select it again, and this time select the UPS socket and press Enter. So now here we have it. Now let's test it. Let's go to this duplex socket. Let's go to power socket and UPS socket. And yes, it's working. So let's now save the block and close block editor. And here we have the block, so we can now test this block as well. So let's click on this grip. We have this duplex socket. Let's go to power socket. And yes, we have the power socket. And when you click here again, go to UPS socket. And yes, we have the UPS socket. So now in this way, we have easily added the visibility parameter to our dynamic block. In the end, I hope you learned something new in this tutorial. Thank you, and see you in the coming tutorials.